Hi, everyone, and welcome to our first interview for 2019. Today, I have someone special. I have Peter Peru. Now, Peter is an experienced online marketer, entrepreneur. He's made quite a lot of money. In fact, he'll be talking more about this in his introduction. But the main thing is, for those of us who have websites, which is quite a lot of you who have subscribed to my channel, the question is, how do we make money online? So Peter here will break down some of these things and let us know, how we can approach this. And during also this interview, I'll also be mentioning the advanced training. So this advanced training is free for anyone to go and explore into the deeper training. Peter will be going over the shoulder so you can see how these online businesses are set up. So Peter, welcome to the show.
Dude, thank you so much for having me here. I'm super excited to be sharing all this knowledge with your audience here.
Awesome. So, Peter, for those that don't know who you are, can you summarize, who you are and, what you do?
So I'm a 10-year overnight success story. So I've been, make a long story short, I've been in online marketing for close to 10 years now. Made my first sale online when I was in college, probably a freshman, doing some affiliate marketing stuff. And really, during that time, I was still working full time. There was, it was tough. I was working, full time at my job and then trying to make, my e-commerce business work at night. And I always struggled. I was like, what is like, I see everybody else making all this money. They're being able to pay themselves from it. And it's like, when is it going to be like my turn? Like what am I missing? And it wasn't until I started using what we're going to be talking about on today's interview here is utilizing sales funnels and really controlling a customer sales process. We personally use a software called ClickFunnels, but we'll be talking about how to set this up all during this call. And that was really the differentiating factor for me. We hit a 7-figure business. That's like an award that we got from the software called ClickFunnels that we use to build these funnels out. And that mixed in with some cool stuff that we're going to be talking about on this interview was really the turning point for my life. And I've struggled a ton. Right. So that's why I love to call it the 10-year overnight success story, because everybody sees, just this, but they don't see like the millions of businesses that I've had and failed and all that. But thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be sharing this stuff with everyone here. So before that, I was just working full time. I was working at literally a law firm. I was like a clerk at a law firm, filing papers and cabinets and stuff. It was awful. I was in like a dark room 24/7 while I was there. But it was nice. And this, I don't want to go too off topic, but it was nice because I had a lot of free time at that job. Like if I could get this all knocked out in like 3 hours, I can go, work at my cubicle, for the rest of the day and, work on my, my online business.
Awesome. So at what point did you decide that, working at this law firm is not really working for me? I would like to start other opportunities. I mean, what really made you decide to start exploring other ways of making money?
I love that. That's a really good question. I love that question. And it actually became a point where I started valuing my time more, right? Because a lot of people don't realize is like when you're at a job, let's say, 10 hours, if you commute time back and forth, all that stuff, where that 10 hours, if you actually put that effort into like a business, like it doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense anymore for you to be there. So you don't have that pure focus on working on your online business. That's when I was like, wait, I'm actually losing money. Struggles. You want to be able to pay yourself from this business before you can, quit or take a risk like that. I've had people that they just go all in right away. They quit and then they just go all in on their business. Me personally, I'm not like that. I'm a very calculated person. I want to make sure that I'm making enough money to pay for expenses, pay for my living, right? And during that phase, it's unfortunate. You gotta work really hard. You're gonna have to work at your full-time job, and then you're gonna have to come home and you're gonna have to work on your online business. You're gonna have to do things that normal people don't do. Most people, they come home from their job, they're just hanging out, right? They're just relaxing, right? You gotta be, you gotta want this, right? As because most people, they don't. They're not gonna put in that massive amounts of effort, like working for 4 or 5 extra hours a night, right? While the family's maybe sleeping and stuff like that. But that's what's gonna separate those people that do get that versus those that don't, you know?
So I guess there's also a mindset that we have to apply to this for this to actually work. Because from what you're saying, I mean, dedication is very, very important in all of this.
Mindset, it's so funny because when I was starting out in online business, like I was just like, I'll sell anything. I just want to make money here. I don't care about anything else. I just want to make money. And I can tell you, like, looking where I'm at now, and like I wish I could go talk to myself back then and be like, just like shake myself and be like, no, like come on, like have a better frame of mind. And mindset is so critical to this game, like to actually be successful at this. And I love there's so many things that we could talk about with mindset, but a lot of people, they need to learn to train their mind, not just like their body, but their actual mind. Because the person that, like, say you have this goal that you want to hit, say you want to be like, you know, a 7-figure earner or have a 7-figure e-commerce business, right? Like that person, right? That person can exist. Like that person can exist in the future, but that person isn't you. They have different habits. They have different, they have a whole different frame of mind. They think about different things. Their actions are completely different, right? And then you have to bridge that gap. Like, okay, you know what? How do I change my habits today? How do I change my routine? How do I, you know, structure my day to be as if that I was that person already, right? And then you slowly start getting there, right? With most people, you think about it, like if you want to be, you know, like an 8-figure earner or something like that. Like for me, I'm like, you know, I need to start being able to manage my time like to the T, right? I can't, you know, maybe, limiting contact with certain people. Like we all have friends, maybe they're just, you know, you go have a fun time on a weekend, but you know, you shouldn't probably be doing that. Maybe you probably should be working on your business, but it's definitely the mindset shift has to happen.
Right. So, I mean, I certainly was also trying to make money online, and I've tried this, you know, for several years. I mean, now I have a Mac University, which is a website where I create courses where people can buy courses from. But I also came across quite a lot of gurus online that were giving like a lot of advice, and for some reason that didn't seem to work for me. What's your view on all this information that we have out there? I mean, out there where people say, right, you can make money fast, you know, make £200 a day, make $1 million. You know, I just made $1 million with this product. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, what's your view on that?
So this is one of the things that I hate, that being wrapped up in that, because I'm in that space too. Like where you look at these YouTube channels and you have, and I'm, firstly, I try not to consume a lot of content just because of that fact. Is like if you're the kind of person that, you know, just keeps watching and never doing anything with it, you're never going to get any results. Okay. But I really don't like the fact that there's a lot of people are just like on the information side. They're just spewing information, but you don't know if they actually did it or not. And that's like, I don't know, that leaves like it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, especially in e-commerce specifically. There's a lot of people giving very high level information, and you could just tell, like I've gone and seen some of this content. I'm like, this person, you could just tell if somebody's had a business or not, because when they and like we could talk, this is more advanced, but like a lot of beginners, they focus on just getting a customer. That's all they care about. They're like, you know, I'm going to run an advertisement somewhere online, and all I want to do is get a customer to come into my store and make money. But they don't realize that that is like break even. Like even if you break even there, that's fine, because the real money, like if you have a real business, most of the money is going to come from selling to that customer that you just got, right, later on, right, sending them to buy different products of yours, remarketing to them in different ways, right? And a lot of people don't talk about that stuff because they don't understand how to set up like the back end sales of a business, right? But that is one of the like as far as like the gurus and stuff like that, it's comical. People love to click it. A lot of people are just, you know, they're monetizing just for, you know, ad revenue. That's what they're doing. At least that's what I think.
Yeah, because from what because I used to watch a lot of videos, I mean, on how to make money, and from my side it was more like emotional, because there are moments where I had set up my own business, not online, but a separate business, and when things went wrong, this is where now I was online, I was looking at these gurus saying, you know what, you can make 20,000 in just one launch. And I was looking at those videos and I was into it so emotionally that I really, really wanted it to work. But I never got it to work. And I realized that there was missing steps. Like you've just mentioned here, that there's some back-end processes that need to be happening in order for this whole system to work. And even in those gurus, you'll notice that some of the advice they were giving, they were missing out the fact that they spend so much money on advertising, but they make it seem like, oh, you just create a few YouTube videos and you're able to make money. And that was so frustrating. And this is why I really want to go deep and discuss these pillars of how to create an online business properly. And of course, hopefully, you'll be able to cover all these things that I found quite difficult to follow online.
Yeah.
So,
and one thing I'd love to hit on with what you just said, see, like when you sell to people, there's going to be like three main points that are like to get a person to buy from you, right? So for you, you're talking, oh, I was very emotionally invested in the content. I was very emotionally invested. Like I believed like I can do it. Most people always buy emotionally like that. It doesn't matter if you're selling information, physical products, doing affiliate marketing, whatever it is, you have to appeal to those kind of emotions, because more people buy based on an emotion than like logic, right? People buy on emotion and then they validate why they bought it logically later on down the line. All right, so that's a good point, right? And what I would love, like everybody that's watching, is be an observer, right? Like when you're in a heat of the moment and you feel like you want to buy something, or you're feeling like something inside and you're like, oh, this is really good, like I want to buy this. Take a step back, observe what's happening, like see the marketing, right? This is like something I encourage people to do, because that's how you start becoming a better marketer, is when you see good marketing and then you just use that marketing for yourself later on down the line. But that's a really good point, right? That you even said, like I was so emotionally invested, like I liked that, I wanted that, right? It created belief, right?
Yes.
And that's what it is. It doesn't matter what you sell. We are selling a result to people. We are selling something. Like for me with fishing, like that's usually the businesses that I'm in. That's the niche I love. Like we're selling people on catching bigger fish. We're selling people on catching more fish, right? Like that's the result that they want. So how do we emotionally do that? Right? How do we get them to believe that, hey, if you use our fishing lures, like you're going to be able to catch bigger fish, right? And it doesn't matter what you're selling. It's always trying to create that emotional bridge to get that person to buy.
Right. I was just about to ask, actually, like what sort of products do you sell that made you that amount of money?
So I have sold so many things, I'm just going to tell a little bit of a backstory real quick. When I was getting first started in e-commerce, I would sell anything that I can get my hands on. We used to sell like Montessori toys. I don't know if you know what Montessori is. It's like a style of teaching for kids. They're like woodblock toys and stuff like that. We sold those. We sold like foam pegboards. I mean, we sold so many different things. And this is going to be a great transition, because the reason that I was never like super successful, we made money online, like, but it was a couple extra $1,000 a month, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, oh, I'm going to quit my job, right? And the turning point for me was, you know what, like, I don't like my customers. All I care about is just like making money here. Like something's wrong. Like I'm not really proud of these businesses. And I started thinking, I was like, why don't I start a business with something that I actually enjoy doing? Like something that I'm proud of, something that like the products, I would use them. And that's when I started thinking, I was like, you know what, like I love fishing. Like fishing is my passion. I did it when I was younger with my father. I still do it to this day to like remember him. I love it. And I was like, you know what, why can't I just start a business around this? And that's exactly what I did. All right. And that's how we got the Two Comma Club. That's the 7-figure business that we hit, was when I started that fishing business, because I came a different mindset from that point. I was like, I don't care if this business really succeeds or not, because I'm having fun. Right? I'm going out, I'm having fun with these products, I'm using them, I'm taking social media posts, and I'm just having a good time running this business. And guess what? It took off like wildfire, because the marketing came naturally almost, right? Like that kind of like realness, that real marketing, like when you send emails to your customers or do a promotion, like they can tell like you're one of them. Right? You're not just somebody on the internet just trying to, make some extra money, and you really create that connection with that market, with that niche that you're in.
So, Peter, you're telling me you've made over 7 figures in the fishing niche.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. That's from that award. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a little deeper. So it's not just selling. So the way we kind of structure these is whenever somebody has a new business, I always encourage them to have some sort of reoccurring revenue, like a subscription box. So if you think of like BarkBox, FabFitFun, Dollar Shave Club, right? We pay them every single month for a service, right? We pay them, $10, $15 a month, and then they ship us, Dollar Shave Club. They send you razors every month. And I encourage people to try and do something like that in e-commerce. Right now, this is kind of the secret sauce that a lot of people don't talk about, is about this reoccurring revenue. Because think about it. If I'm acquiring customers now and they join my continuity program, every month they get rebilled. And I just send them, that's free sales. I don't have to worry about, buying that customer again, or getting them from some sort of paid traffic source. And that's really the secret, right? When you combine, just regular sales with that continuity program, you can grow your business as fast as you need.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Right. So I guess we can start going into what would you say are the pillars of having a successful online business? Online business.
So the three core things, like if anybody comes to me, or even if somebody that's an existing seller, these are the three things I need to know from that person is, what's your niche? Who's the group of people that you want to solve problems for? Because that's all we're doing. We're going into a niche and we're solving problems for people. That's it. We're putting the product in front of them and seeing if they like it, right? The second thing, after you have this niche and these products picked out, is the medium, right? How do we actually sell this product to this person, right? Are they going to hit a website? Like, what are they doing? And this is called our funnel, right? The funnel portion of it. And we'll dive deeper into this again, like saying, how do we structure this properly to give our customers, one, the best user experience possible, right? And two, make us the most amount of money as possible, okay? So it's two things. You want to have a great user experience, and then you also want to make sure that you are making as much money from that customer coming in, right? And then the third thing is the traffic. How do we, after we have our niche picked out products, we have them into our funnel ready to go, traffic, right? How do we start driving traffic and money and sales to our funnel, right? Now, here specifically, there are different avenues you can go. You can go paid advertising like Facebook ads. We could dive obviously deeper into this, or you could do influencers. Now, I encourage people to use influencers because it's cheaper. It's more cost effective, and it's more low risk. Okay. I would hate for somebody to go out there and spend $5,000 to learn how to do Facebook advertising properly. So with influencers, we like to send them our products, our fishing lures, completely for free, ask them for a review, and then they would promote our product for us that way. So those are the three: offer, funnel, and traffic.
Fantastic. So what we're going to do now is let's start with the offer. So in terms of the offer, what is it that we need to make that offer really, really work? And what can we do to make that to make people react to that offer and want to pay for the services or the products that we're selling?
Yeah. So this is going to be like so new. I mean, because nobody does this in e-commerce. There's not many people that understand what an offer is, right? Most people are just, product, right? What's the product? What's the product that I can sell that's a hot selling product right now, and I'm going to put it out there and make some money. Now, I flip that because I don't want to just sell products. I want to sell solutions. I want to help people, right? Because when you help people and like create a good offer, and that's what I call it, it's the offer. It's like the solution bundle, you could think of it as, is like a very, and let's go into this real quick. So the first thing before you can even think about the offer is, who do you want to serve? What's the niche within a market that you want to sell to? So who do you want to solve problems for? So for example, let's just take fishing, right? And we could talk fly fishing, right? We'll specifically be like, hey, you know what? We're gonna start a business in our fly fishing space. Now, how do we get those customers to buy from us instead of going to our competitors? If you can't, and this is how you know if your product and your offer is good. If you can confidently say, hey, like they will choose me every day of the week, then you know it's a good offer, right? But you have to always be able to, if you can't give them a reason to buy from you, then you're done, right? You got to go back to the drawing board. So if we have this niche and we want to go after people that like fly fishing, and we want to create an offer around that, right? So what I like to do is I will go to like Amazon.com. I will go to my competitors and I'm going to see and look at what's already selling really well. What are these people already buying in this fly fishing niche, right? So I'll go to Amazon, and the nice thing about Amazon is it tells you how much every product sells. Right. So if I type in fly fishing on Amazon.com, I'll see the best sellers, and there's actually little ranks that are associated with every product on Amazon. If you scroll down, most people don't know about this. There's a number, and you can look at that number, and that correlates to how many sales that one gets. So if there's like flies, like those little fly things, and that you use as bait for your fly fishing, we could be like, okay, you know what? Let's sell those. Let's sell those. But now, how do we actually create something that's different, right? Because if we're just going to sell flies just like on Amazon, the customer's just going to be like, wait, I could just go to Amazon and buy this. Like, what's the reason? Like, what's the reason that they would buy from us this time? Now, this is where the offer comes in. How do we enhance this customer's experience to buy from us right now? So what I like to do is add in information products, right? Or low cost bundles, like low cost bundled products. So for example, with flies, we might offer them, a set of flies that they can use, to catch fish. And maybe we'll throw in a little, like a little tackle box that they could store these little flies in for free. Right. So they get the flies, then they get the box. And then we start thinking, okay, well, what else do we need to give them so they're successful? Right. We're always thinking result. Right. They want to catch fish. That's the result. What else do we need to give them? Well, there's a bunch of different colors of flies, and the water's sometimes clear, the water's sometimes dark, sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's cloudy, sometimes it's sunny out. Right. I'm sure that affects how fish how the fishing is that day. And it does, because I know that. but you would have to research that in your niche, right? Like, you have to understand what their problems are, and really go in depth. So what we do is, like, we'll have like a color chart, right? And we'll be like, hey, you know what? Depending on the type of weather that's out there, and the type of, the watercolor, like, we created a nice little guide for them to keep in their tackle boxes, where they could flip. It would be like, okay, it's 70 degrees outside, it's cloudy, and okay, this is the fly that I should be using to catch more fish. The flies, they're getting the tackle box. Now they're getting this guide to make sure they're always catching or using the right bait during the right time of year. And we like to name these things like something like sexier. You don't want to just call it, crash course to fly fishing. You want to call it something cool, right? You want to make it like, it's right when the name is so sexy that the people are like, wait, I want the bonus more than the flies and the tackle box. That's when you know you did it right, when people are buying it for those guides. And I'll think even more, because even at this point that we're at, we're giving them the flies, we're giving them a little tackle box, and now we're giving them like a PDF guide, or like you could do like a little, like what we did a sticker, and on that sticker we wrote all this stuff out so they could like put it on their boat or on like their tackle boxes or something like that, so they can always reference it. But you can do a bunch of different ways, like however we deliver it to them. And then we start thinking, like, how much more can we give them? Because you could keep giving till forever, right? So with fly fishing, I know that market pretty well. I knew that there's more advanced people that are going to be potentially buying, right? So when I do these offers, I call them an offer stack, right? Because it's a stack of stuff that they're getting. I like to appeal to beginners. And people that are like, kind of know what they're doing. So the beginners, they don't know what fly to use, but maybe the advanced people already know that information, right? So how do we appeal to maybe the advanced people? Well, from the research I did, I saw that most people that like fly fishing, they also like to make their own flies. They like to create them, right, and make them themselves. So why don't we give them a video guide, right, an hour, 2 hour long little training class, which we can go pay somebody to do for us for very cheap, or we could do it ourselves, and we show them, hey, here are the steps to create these flies, and we walk them through the entire process. Boom. Okay, that's another thing added into the stack. So they get the flies, they're getting the tackle box, they're getting the little crash course guide on when to use what flies, and they're getting the video class on how to make their own flies. And also, the last thing I usually love to add to these things is some sort of community, right? Because people, they love to, like, if they see a community aspect in your business, they're going to buy from you again. Just because nobody does that, right? Nobody has like a community feel. So I usually like to throw like a Facebook group into the mix, that like, hey, you can join our like private like a fly fishing community where you can, post pictures of you catching your stuff, communicate with other people, and talk shop. People buy from you the first time, but they will stay with you for the community, right? Because once they start getting and making friends and being part of the community, like that's where it's game over in there. So think about that, right? They can go to Amazon, right? They can go to Amazon and they can get those flies there, or they can buy from me, where they get the flies, they get the tackle box, they get the video guide on how to use the flies, how to make flies, and then also a community, right? Like, which one would you pick? Like, who would not pick this one? And the amazing thing, when you do these kind of offer stacks, you can start charging more. Right? You could start charging whatever you want, because the value is greater than what you're taking in a payment. So maybe on Amazon they can get it for $10. So we can actually charge $20 now, because it's not just about the flies anymore. It's about this whole experience that they're getting from buying from us, right? Does that make sense? Did I kind of explain that well?
It makes a lot of sense. In fact, I'm going to repeat what you've just said, but not using a physical product. Okay, and just correct me if I'm right in this. So let's say I want to promote a product, an affiliate product, right? And it's a software. Okay. So based on what you've just explained, so let's say this software helps me create membership websites, for example, right? So instead, most people would say, okay, they watch a video and they say, okay, buy this product using my affiliate link. Here's my affiliate link, and that's it. So based on what you're saying, I would say you're actually saying go a step further, because most people are doing it that way, by using my affiliate link, and that's it, without adding more value to it. So the way I would approach it now, using what you've just explained, is I would promote the same product, but go a step further and create maybe a mini course about that software and show people how it works. And then also maybe perhaps create a Facebook group and say, hey guys, after you buy my product, here's a course that you can learn further how to use this product, and you can also join my community. Does that sound about right?
That is 100% right, right? You're helping them enhance what that result is. And this is what I tell people all the time. It doesn't matter what you do. Affiliate marketing, you could be selling other people's products, you could be selling your own e-commerce products, you could be selling information products. it doesn't matter. Right? It's all about what makes you unique, right? It's called like USP, your unique selling proposition, right? What makes you unique? Why should they buy from you versus going to somebody else? Most people, and this is again, like I look at, people with that, and I'm like, you can make so much more money. Like, and I like affiliate marketing. It's actually how I started in online. We were ranking pages on Google and making money when it was still easy back then. But that's exactly what you have to do. Like, value. Oh, and you get these if you just sign up for this little membership software, whatever it is, like ClickFunnels or whatever it is, right? And then you give them all those free bonuses, right? You went that extra mile, you went that extra step to make sure they're successful. And what you're saying is actually even smarter, because most people, like, for example, like when they do like, hey, come join, this software, use my affiliate link, that person, like a lot of us, we're so advanced, like we're in the game, like we understand how everything works, but we have to sometimes take a step back and think about the beginner, right? The beginner is like, oh my God, making money online, like this is crazy. I don't even know what I'm doing here. So when they sign up for that software, they're still confused. They have no idea what's the next step, right? So you be the next step. Help them see how this is going to work for them. And what that's also going to do is keep them on the software, right? Because most people, if they don't know what they're doing when they join a software that you just got a commission off of, and if you get them monthly, like if they don't, they're going to cancel. They're not going to stay if nobody's helping them how to use that software, right? Does that make sense? And especially if you create like a mini course and you give them everything they need to be successful, right? You're separating yourself from everybody else out there, because again, nobody is doing this. There's maybe a handful of people that actually understand this, but it does require effort. It's not as easy, right? Because there's the key thing is to understand your niche, right? And this, I'm going to be honest, right? this is the hardest part of business, is the niche you pick. Because a lot of people, they just want to get into a niche, they just want to go and make money, and they don't care about like the niche, right? But when you actually learn about these customers, care about them, and you see what problems they have, and then you come in there and you're the solution to those problems, right? That's how you can grow any business that you want, right?
Wow, that is really, really powerful. Now let's talk about the wording itself. So how do you word the offer? I'm talking about the wording now. So you've decided what niche you want to go into, and you've also put aside some bonuses. Okay, so how do I structure that offer, the offer page itself? I mean, what's the wording like? What do I say on that page to convince people to buy from me rather than buy from the next person?
Usually when they land on our page, I like to just pique curiosity, right? I want them to be curious, right? So maybe they came from a video advertisement where we had a video showing these lures and how they're being used and how the result, right? We're selling the result. Oh my God, look at all these people, they're catching big fish. Oh, I want to catch big fish. Let me click this link now, right? They land on our funnel, our store, whatever. And we like to just pique curiosity. So maybe we're doing like a discount on our product, right? So we'll say something along the line of, hey, get our premium fly fishing set today for 60% off, total value of X. So you have to show value. That's the key. What's the value of all of your bonuses? So let's say the value of all your bonuses that we just talked about previously is like $73.92, right? Then you say value, $72.93, right in that headline. And they're going to be like, what? $72.93. What that? They're just fly. Why is it that expensive? So fly fishing. This must be the best fly fishing flies I've ever seen. They're $72. That's insane, right? So that gets them scrolling down now, right? So on the funnel pages, we can have videos, we can have, where they would opt in with their email address. And we'll go into that in a second. Don't want to lose anybody. And then once they get past that section, that's where we would show just a stack. And now it could be an image, it could just be listed out, but literally it's bullet points. Here's what you get. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first thing, right? And we'll say something on the big headline will be like, buy today and get all of these free bonuses added to your order, right? And then underneath that, right, the bullet points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however much you're giving them. And we'll say, hey, 20-piece premium fly set, right? Value, right? You have to associate the value. And here we'll say, let's say it's, $19.99, right? All right. Next thing, right? Premium, and we like to make these sexy, like premium, durable, high quality fly fishing case, right? That's for our tagline, right? What's the value? Maybe that's $9.99 value. All right. What's the next thing? Okay. Crash course to, never go a fishing trip without catching fish, right? We'll have another one in there and we'll have a value. Maybe that'll be $19.99. It depends on how much effort you put in, right? It depends. If you do maybe like a PDF, well, yeah, that's maybe less value. But if you go out there and you show them you using these products and how to enhance their experience with it, then yes, I would say that's worth $50 or $60, $100, right? However much effort you put in, right, is what you're going to get out, right, with this game. And then maybe it's our fourth thing is, hey, how to tie your own flies, even if you've never even done it before, right? And then that's a value as well. And then our Facebook group. And I always love to put this on our Facebook group. So this is it's kind of a secret. This is a good one, right? Private fly fishing, mastermind community, right? Enthusiasts, right? Make it cool. And I always love to put that as priceless, because it is priceless, right? You're in a community of people, like-minded individuals, and a lot of people don't believe this, but people will pay to hang out with other people like them, right? And they will pay a lot. Think about it. Country clubs, right? Like, that's the biggest one. Like, people will pay hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to be members of country clubs, to be hanging around with people like them. And you see this everywhere, right? Certain gyms, CrossFit, all these things, they're like-minded communities of people hanging out with each other. So that's priceless to me, right? And they get access to that. And then at the bottom, I always like to say total value, right? X, right? So, $72.93. Yours today only, $19.99. You don't want to get them confused, because confused people do not buy. Okay, when people are confused, they're going to click away. They're not going to understand what's going on here. So we want this very simple, right? They land on the page, maybe a video. Here's where they can buy, and then here's what you get. That's it. Right? That's all you have to say. You don't have to have buttons anywhere else. You don't need to confuse people and have them questioning. Because like I said, confused people do not buy. You want this very, very simple. And if you think you're overcomplicating it, and if you think, oh, you don't understand what's going on, then your customer is going to be confused as well. So keep it as simple as possible. Show them what they're going to get and show them how they're going to get it. Right? Hey, click here, buy.
Wow, that is awesome, because I'm actually visualizing this, and also how I can apply what you're just saying now to the offer page to my own affiliate pages, because I haven't done a very good job of that, to be honest. And it's quite crazy, because I was asking myself, why am I not making this money? But after you are explaining all these things, I'm just realizing now that I haven't even applied, what you've just explained into even my processes that I have right now. So it is quite amazing. Now let's now that you've explained the offer, I think you've covered quite a lot there in terms of explaining exactly what people get when they buy through your offer. So keep it simple. You have the value on there as well, and you show them exactly what they get. And one thing that you touched on as well is keep everything simple, because if you make it overcomplicated, when they get confused, they won't buy. So I guess that's a very, very important point. So now let's say someone has come to your page, offer page, they've bought. Can you explain that flow? I guess let's call it a funnel. Okay, what is going on, and how does this whole thing come together?
Okay, this is where the magic happens. Okay, so what I'm going to explain right now is a whole new way of thinking about selling. Wherever you're getting traffic from, an influencer, advertising, however these people are getting to your website, instead of sending them to a typical storefront, right, where, like a Shopify store, or like picture like a Walmart page or Amazon.com, right? There's a lot going on, right? There's buttons, there's all these products, and we don't know what to do, right? We don't necessarily know what we're supposed to be doing. So what we have to start doing is we have to literally pretend this customer is right next to you, and you hold them by the hand, and you're like, here, this is what you're going to buy now, and now this is what you're going to buy now, and you're just trying to give them the best experience possible. Right? So the moment they hit your page, every page of a funnel, let's call it the funnel, is specifically crafted to help that customer, right, get the result that they want. So the first page that they land on, where we were just talking about where the offer is and what they're going to get and all that cool stuff, that we call a sales page. We call that a sales page, an opt-in page, a landing page, a squeeze page. They're all the same thing, right? There's only one purpose of that page. One purpose, and that is to collect an email address, right? And either an email address, a messenger bot opt-in, right, which is it's kind of a newer kind of list building thing, or you can do both. So the only purpose of that is to collect the email address right away. Now, you might be thinking, well, why do I need the email address? Why don't I just make the sale? Like, why? Well, the thing is, this is where most people get this wrong. This is where we go back to a lot of people. They're very vague. They don't understand how business works. When you have that email address, if they give it to you, you've already made money. You've already made your money from that email address, because one, that email, this customer, they might be interested, but maybe they're like at a grocery store. Maybe they're like at a dinner, and they just, okay, you know what, maybe I'll buy this later, or something like that. You have to be able to follow up with this person in some way, shape, or form. If they just come to your page, see the offer, and you gave them the opportunity to just buy it right there, well, guess what? They could just leave. Maybe they were at a grocery store doing something. Maybe at the gym. Maybe somebody called them, and then they forgot about you. Like, I forget what the statistic is, but like human beings have the attention span of a goldfish. It's like 3 seconds, and you're gone. If you don't control that 3 seconds and tell them exactly what to do, you're toast. You're not going to make the sale. And you can't only rely on impulse buyers. And what I mean when I say impulse buyers is, and of course, impulse buyers are awesome. It's the person that, they come in, they buy everything, and they're fantastic. But most people, Don't do that. Most people, they need to understand your business. They've never even heard of you before. You're a brand new business, right? Why are they going to take out their credit card, the most precious thing they have, right? Their own money, and trust you with that, right? And oftentimes it takes a few attempts, right? They need to see you maybe in a few different places, right? Before they finally are like, I'm comfortable now. I'm going to buy, right? So that opt-in page allows us to do that. When you collect that email address, now we can follow up with them. Maybe this offer wasn't right for them. Maybe we can send them different promotions later on down the line. Now, a statistic, and this is on the low end, if you have 1,000 emails on your email list, right, you should be making $1,000 a month off that list a month in sales.
Really?
If you're not, then you're doing something wrong.
Really?
100%. Actually, you should be making closer to $3. I think ours is like $8.
Wow.
$8.72 last month. So wow. I know it's insane, but this is where the back end sales come into play, right? With the email address, you're going to be able to put these people through email sequences. You could sell them affiliate offers, right? You could sell them, different products that you have promoting. And there's like so many cool things that you can do with email. Is you can rent them out. Like it's crazy. We had companies pay us $25,000 to send out one promotion to our email list. One promotion from emails. Like it's an asset. And I like to say this argument because a lot of people say email marketing is dead. Yes, of course, attention spans are lower, open rates are lower, click-through rates are lower, but think about it. Emails are the only asset you truly have. There's nothing else. Like your website, like all these things, like they're out there. Like you could be shut down on like a Shopify store or whatever, but your email list, you can put that on a USB drive and you can walk around with this and you never go hungry. Because say you have 100,000 emails, you could, go plug it into the computer and send them an email and make money. Right? That's the most important. Go ahead, ask your question.
Yeah, I was going to say, in regards to emails, yes, I've heard that people don't open emails as much as they used to before because of the attention span and people don't like sharing their emails. What's your take on that? I mean, can you expand on that?
So a lot of times there's like built-in filters on like these email opt-in pages, right? So the sales page is opt-in page where we're collecting this lead. It's not going to let them put in like blah, 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 blah. Like they're going to need to put in a real email address in there, right? And if you did a good job, right, selling your offer on that sales page, you shouldn't have a problem with that. Of course, there's going to be some people that go in there, but most likely than not, it's going to be somebody that's interested in getting what you're offering. So why wouldn't they put in their email address?
Yeah, I guess the value that you're giving them is so amazing that wow, they want to put a fake email address in there. And so it makes a lot of sense. Now, while we're on that landing page, I'm sure quite a lot of people might be confused about this. Now, that landing page is talking about the offer, it's talking about the bonuses. Now, isn't that supposed to be the page where someone just buys that item? Because now we're talking about opting into an email. How does that work?
So here, there's a few ways you can do it, and this is what makes it cool. You can set it up, the user experience, however you want, but I like to have that there. So there's a few ways that you can do this. Some are, grayer hat than others. Is you don't say the price on the opt-in page. Instead, you say, hey, here's all this special value, price on next page, or something to tease them, be like, hey, incredible, show them just this total value that they're getting, right? Yours for a very special price today, click here to see, right? So you could tease it like that, where you're piquing that curiosity and be like, okay, I'll bite. Let's see how much this is. Now, that after they put that email address in, right? That's when they hit the order page. Like the next step of the page is the order form, right? That's where they put in their billing address, shipping address, all that stuff. On this page, you want to keep this simple, okay? You want to keep this very, very simple. So what I like to do is you can either just take a screen grab of your offer, right? Just take a screen little capture of it and just put it on the order page. Put it in one of the corners of the page and just show it there, like just reminding them, hey, what they're going to be getting today, right? On the order page, I also like to have testimonials, reviews, right? Show them, hey, other people are having success with this product. And that's it, right? Billing, shipping information, and that is it. Keeping it as simple as possible. Now, there's a few key pieces that go into having a successful order page. Now, if they buy more than one unit, we're going to give them a better deal, right? So if they buy one unit, hey, it's going to be $19.99, but if they buy 2 units, maybe it's going to be $16.99 each, right? And if they buy 4, then it's even a better deal, and it's a better deal, and it's a better deal. So the numbers I like to do is I'll give them, hey, you could buy 1, you could buy 2, you could buy 4, or you could buy 6, or you could buy 8, right? And this sounds crazy, right? That you're like, nobody would ever buy this many. Nobody, like, why would anybody buy this many? This is where, like, I promise you, this works. It's worked for my students. It's worked for my businesses. It's insane. Okay. People want a good deal. Okay. People always want a good deal. And I like to always kind of push them to always buy more than one. So we'll strategic, because you make more money if they buy more than one. The shipping is lower. The product costs are lower. Everything is lower. Mm-hmm. So what we'll do is we'll price one unit like outrageously, to be like, to make them think like, what? This doesn't even make sense. Like, why wouldn't I not buy 2 or 4, right? So let's, for example, we'll say, one unit is $19.99, and then 4 units they can get for like like $14.99 each. They're like, wait, why would I not do that? Like, I'm going to use these anyway, right? It's always going to be nice to have extra around. Now, the argument a lot of people have is like, well, I mean, yeah, maybe this works for fishing lures, but maybe it doesn't work for like spatulas, right? Like maybe you don't need a bunch of spatulas or something like that. And yeah, that's absolutely right. You have to use common sense sometimes. If you're selling a supplement or you're selling any sort of consumable, I mean, you need to do this strategy, because people will buy like 8 units of like for example, I had a friend that made a lot of money with that charcoal toothpaste. Have you seen that? It's yeah, like, and the charcoal mask, like that's something people are gonna want a lot of. Like that's a consumable. They're gonna use it. Supplements, right? They're gonna want more of them especially if you give them a better and better deal. So you have to use your common sense here. I always encourage people, try and have something that's a consumable, like fishing lures, right? Like people throw them in the tree, they get stuck in a rock, like like they get destroyed, right? So they are going to need more than one. So the more you can kind of move into that consumable, or reusable, like your life is going to be a lot easier with business. Now, understand it's not always the case. That's perfectly fine. You can sell them, a spatula later on, but try to have whatever that person's buying initially, something that they could have more than one, or maybe give as a gift to their friend or family, or just keep more in the house. Like, for example, if we take ClickFunnels, right? It's a software, it helps you, build these funnels out. And similar to, so for example, how Russell Brunson built, he's the owner of ClickFunnels. How he built that business was he actually was getting customers for free for his software. Now you might be thinking that, how is that possible? How can you get customers for free, right? And this is where the magic of this happens. Okay, so Russell was like, okay, well, how can I create something, low ticket item, that I just get a bunch of customers through the door, right? I just want customers, right? And I can ascend them up. So he was like, okay, let me write a book, right? I can write this book. It's an online marketing book. And he wrote a book, and he started writing ads to it. So the book was like a free plus shipping book. So you can get the book for, $7.95, and you'd go through his funnel. So the first page, he was like, oh, buy my book, right? Perfect, right? On the next page, that's where he would offer his membership, his ClickFunnels membership. Right? Wow. So that's where somebody could click. So think about it. Say he's acquiring customers for, $10, right? So he's losing $3 on that book, right? If it's $7, he's losing $3. But guess what? That next step, he is now getting, ClickFunnels software users for free, basically. Right? Because now he only paid $3 to actually get it, because he lost some money on his book, right? And on that page, he's now getting people for that $97 or $297, whatever plan, completely for free.
Wait. Hold on. This is very interesting. So
it is. This is exactly how we do the e-commerce business too. I just didn't want to go there yet, but go, ask your question.
It's crazy you say that, because I actually have the book. It's called Expert Secrets. Mm-hmm. So you're saying, instead of selling the ClickFunnels up front,
he never sells ClickFunnels on the front. Yeah.
Wow. So he sells the book, which I've bought, But then through that process, there were some things that I was offered, including ClickFunnels.
Yes, exactly. So, and see, you have to kind of like, and this is again, understanding your niche, right? Understanding who those people are and putting them like through this kind of, it's literally a sales process, right? What's the best sales process to make you the most money and get your customer the result they want? And like, it's so, like when I think about this stuff, I remember when I first discovered this, I was like, oh my God, like this is insane. Like this changes the game for any business out there, right? Like, these fishing lures or a book or a trial membership to something. Because when you think about like ClickFunnels, we'll just use them as an example, or any, sorry, it doesn't matter, Shopify, it doesn't matter what software it is. If a customer, if they decided to put ClickFunnels on the front end instead of the book, instead of, a program or anything, to acquire a customer there, it would probably cost them hundreds of dollars, because people don't understand what this is. They're like, wait, what funnel landing page? What? So wait, let me flip the script. Let me show them why they need this first and how it works with a book or a course or a program where they're going to be like, wait, I need that software, right? I didn't know I needed it before, but like, holy crap, like I need this software. There's no other way I can do it, right? And that's where the magic happens. Okay. So
wow.
Is there any question for that one?
I'm actually smiling because when you break it down this way, it makes a lot of sense, because I have even made a mistake of pushing the actual product, and I've had to shut down the ads. And to be honest, at this moment, I can safely say I've tried ads and they don't work. But now, after explaining what you've just explained, I'm actually rethinking this, thinking, okay, maybe put a product first for free, showing them how to use whatever it is that you want to promote. And then that actually works much better rather than trying to promote the product first.
Exactly. So, for example, like what's a program that you want to help people use?
Okay, let's say I want to show people how to design websites. Okay, using a software called Divi, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if I was you, like what I would do is I would create like a very simple. So I'm just gonna show you guys what I do. How about I just tell you exactly what I do? Yeah. So because we're in a similar situation where I have a YouTube channel and I help e-commerce business owners, right? So how do I now get customers to learn about me, right? So what I do is I put together a quick little membership area, right? And I show people, and this I did live a while ago, it was probably like a year ago, where I built a funnel live, I picked a product, and I sold the product live in front of people.
Wow.
And I made $650, actually $750. We made it live, and there was no cuts, nothing. Like I showed how I made the money live. It was like 4 hours me sitting there doing this. And I then packaged that up, right? I packaged that, and I put it in a membership site. And I start running ads to something that I say, hey, come watch me make money online live, completely for free, right? And then they come in, they opt in to my landing page, right? And now they see the whole entire series of me building out the funnel and building the business and learning about me. Affiliate marketing is in there as well, because I use the software ClickFunnels. So I have a link. Hey, do you want to download this funnel? And you could build it along with me while you watch this free training. So they click it, boom. They use the funnel, and that's it right there. And we get opt-ins for that, and you would get opt-ins for yours probably around $1 to $2.
Wow.
Which is, I mean, it's insane, because remember when I told you should be making at least $1 per email. Well, I'm getting them at $1.50 right here on the landing page. They're consuming content where I'm already making money through the affiliate deals that we have going on. And then guess what? I'm going to be able to follow up with them with email broadcasts. I bring them to my YouTube channel, right? I teach them more. I help them get that result that they want, right? In hopes that, hey, maybe you want to come work with me one-on-one. You want to come, schedule a session with me or something. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how you start making those back-end sales, right? That's where you start getting that, $10, $20 per email value.
Wow.
Right? You just have to reverse engineer it a little bit more to whatever you want. So in your case, I would do exactly what I just did. Right? Go put together a quick little, 1 hour showing you doing the thing, run it as, put it behind a landing page, right? Landing page, and then all the content right here, and just run ads to it, right? That's how I would set that up. 4 years ago, I remember I was in like a mastermind group, and I was struggling. I was working full time. I was like just not in a really good place. I remember I was literally sitting in a hotel room, like traveling for work, and I was in this mastermind group trying to like make this e-commerce thing work for me. And ClickFunnels had just launched their software, and they were on a guest show, and they came and did like a demonstration, and oh my goodness, it was awful back then. But I mean, when they showed me this, I was like I couldn't believe. I was like, this is game over. Like, because now you can essentially get customers for free, right? Like, and when you can get customers for free and you know how to run a business, that's fine, right? Because we don't care about front end, we care about back end, right? That's where we make real money. And I was the only one. I remember all of the other, business friends I had at the time. They were like, whatever. And I was like, how do you not see this? Like, this is incredible. The way you can structure this, the way you can guide people through this it's a game changer. It really is. And it really is a mindset shift. And I hope like some of the viewers had the same ones that you're seeing now, like where it's like, you don't look at it, you really have to custom tailor it to whatever suits your customers' needs, right? And it's going that extra effort, right? How do we help them? Comes back, right? We as marketers, online people, business owners, we solve problems for people, right? When you do that, you will win. I promise you. Most people don't care about their customers, all right? And if you actually care about them and try to give them like the best experience possible, like you're going to come out on top.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, we've been talking about the funnel itself. Now, when it comes to the funnel, I mean, I've used ClickFunnels myself, and I would say comparing it like for like with Divi, which is the platform that we use. And of course, you can use anything out there. There's Beaver Builder, there's Elementor. There's so many ways you can do this. I mean, you can even hand code it using HTML. But I guess what is important here is, and what I get from you is understanding the process of how, these structures work well together. So am I correct in saying you don't really have to use ClickFunnels for this to work?
So yeah, absolutely. I mean, I use ClickFunnels because it changed my life. That's straight up. Like I use that. It's easy for me. Like I'm not a very techie person. So for me, it makes sense. I use it. I know people that they can custom code this thing and do it all, but it's not as important about the software. It's about understanding what the software does, right? So if we go back to, because I know we kind of sidetracked there, but like we were talking about like the order page, right? So there's a few more elements to make this really work in your favor. So right, the first page these people land on, right? Again, sales page, opt-in page. We collect that email address. We can follow up with that person later on, right? You've already made money there. It's incredible. Second page they land on after they opt in is our order page, where we give them quantity discounts. Now, there's one more piece to this order page that gets you more money, right? And it's called the order bump. Now, again, I'm sure this can be coded. I don't know, but it basically I know in ClickFunnels it's called an order bump, and essentially what it is, it's like a little checkbox, right? Right by where you have your quantity breaks, because I'll list them out there real nicely. They could just check a box and be like, yes, I want this, or yes, I don't. And it's called a pre-purchase upsell. Right. So a pre-purchase upsell is what I like to refer, like, and then a great analogy that I like to use for this is, think of it when you're at a grocery store and you're checking out, right? You're about to check out and you have all the gum and the candy and the chips and all that stuff right there, right? Those are order bumps. Like that is an order bump in real life. You see the Altoids and you're like, I'll keep those in my car, and you just throw them into your order, right? They're very easy things to increase your average order value. Now, these, they convert amazingly well. Typically, you should be getting around 20% of people should be taking your order bump, right? So that's a drastic increase in your revenue, especially once you combine that with those quantity breaks plus the order bump. That order form, right? And I know a lot of people that might be watching don't really know e-commerce like Shopify and all these other places, but that page alone, right? And I've split tested this from my own businesses, my students' businesses. That page alone, that order form with the quantity breaks and with that order bump, right? That will make you 3.4 times more than a typical storefront page would. Right there. You've already made 3.4 times more just on the order page, and you've already made money because you just collected an email address. So just in 2 pages, you've made already 4 times already what a normal person would make on Shopify. And here's the best part. Here's where we start going a little psychologically deeper, because there's the reason these funnels work is because it's all micro commitments, right? And when you get people saying yes, they're going to keep saying yes. They're going to keep saying yes, right? So think about it. Typically, like a storefront, I'll just use Shopify, for example. When people go to a Shopify store, they browse around, right? They look around all the different products. Then they're like, okay, I'll click this product, and they hit a product page where they see the product, and then they click, okay, add to cart. Then they hit a third page, which is their cart page, and then they're like, okay, I'll check out. And then they get a checkout page. That's 4 pages. That person went from storefront to product page to cart page to finally checking out and giving you the information. Huge disconnect, right? All of these places people can drop off. But instead, why don't we make money right away and control that process and get ourselves in a good position, right? Email opt-in page. That's the first page. We're already making money right there, right, with that email. And when they give you that email address, right, they've done a commitment. They said yes, right? So now on the order page, right, this is where you're going to see, believe it or not, you will see conversions between 10 and 15% on an order page when you do this, compared to a Shopify store, which is 1.33%. Shopify released these numbers. The average Shopify store converts at 1.33%. That means, just to put this in perspective, 1 out of 100 people will buy from you on Shopify. When instead, if you use the funnel structure that we're saying, 10 people will buy from you out of 100. That's 10x. Wow. That's 10x. That's some Grant Cardone stuff. That's like 10x right there. That's on the low end. My best I've ever had was probably like 18%, but I see people have like 70% order, like 70%. Like it's incredible, right? But it's all about what's that offer, right? What's that niche? Is the offer and the niche a good match for each other? And it's insane. So any questions up to that point?
Yeah, pretty much. I think you've covered. You've covered quite a lot here on the funnel and how those pages work and the order bump, the importance of that order bump on that page. In fact, I've seen it, and I've actually clicked on it. So it's quite funny. You mentioned this. It really, really works because with me, I'm very. I really look at these offers online because, I love, online marketing. I love web design and that kind of stuff. So when I see this, I like to say to myself, hey, look, you're aware of what's happening right now. Don't click that box. But it just works.
End up clicking it anyway.
Exactly. It's crazy. Okay, so let's talk about traffic. Because I think we've covered the offer, how to put it together and how good it needs to be, the value that you need to add to it. We also spoke about the funnel, like the landing page or the squeeze page, how an email is very important. When someone gets on the page, they add their email in there, and you can actually make more money with that email by selling or promoting other products, behind the scenes with an email sequence. Okay, so I think we've covered quite a lot there on the funnel, and I think it's
There's one more piece I want to say about the funnel.
Okay,
is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the other piece of that is your upsells, and this is where you're going to make the most money in your business, right? Because after they hit that order page and they commit and they put in their credit card information and buy from you, right? It's not over. Right? It's not over, right? You now can put them through an upsell sequence, selling them more of the same thing that they just bought, but at a cheaper price, right? Maybe some complementary products that they could use to enhance their experience, really just showing them exactly, hey, this is what you need, like here to make their experience as good as possible. Now, this is where you can add the continuity, the reoccurring revenue. Now, this is the secret right here. So when I first started my fishing business, we were selling a fishing subscription box, right, through like a Shopify store. So we would run ads to a subscription box, right? And people would come in, they'd join, and they'd stay 5 to 6 months, and we were paying around $20 to acquire a customer to stay on our continuity, our monthly box. So like think of it as Dollar Shave Club. And it was very hard to be profitable because we had to delay gratification, right? We had to wait 5-6 months before we broke even. Now, if you guys that are following along, this is where the magic happens, because when I put that in my upsell sequence now, instead of the front end, right, where I run traffic to, I get subscribers to that business for free. This is where the magic happens, because think about it. Instead of selling the subscription box on the front end and paying $20, I run my traffic now to an email opt-in page, an order page where I'm just selling lures here. I'm just selling fishing lures, right? And then on the upsell, I already made money on that person from that order page. So I just had them pay me double to become a subscriber to my business. And it's just one click. They could be like, boom, okay, I'll be part of your monthly fishing lure club where I get fishing lures every month. That's the secret, because now I am now acquiring, just like the ClickFunnels example, the book into the reoccurring revenue, which is their ClickFunnels page. You interweave that, because now I don't have to worry about putting that as a front end offer. I'm only giving it to my existing customers. So right there, that right there is the secret to how we scaled it as fast as we wanted. We could actually pay $89 to acquire a customer, right? Which is, very hard to do. You really have to mess things up. That's a very high cost, and we would still make money. We would still make money because we knew that the customer would stay with us 5 to 6 months on our monthly, subscription box plan, and that's the secret.
Wow,
right there.
Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about the traffic, and I'm really interested to hear what you're going to say about the traffic here, because this is where I really messed up. I've spent close to 2,000, not in one go, but just different attempts on trying to make this traffic, work for me. But already I can see where I messed up, because I was trying to send traffic to the actual offer instead of sending it to the opt-in page. But anyway, let's go for it. Traffic. There's YouTube, there's Pinterest, there's Instagram, there's all sorts of traffic. So how do we choose which traffic is best for us?
So I always recommend people find where your customers are hanging out already, right? And don't try and be good at all of them. You're not going to be, I promise you, right? You have to pick one thing that you're going to focus on, right? So pick one. Hey, you know what? Maybe you are your offer is more tailor suited to older women. Well, where are older women hanging out? Well, they're hanging out on Pinterest, right? So go and you become a master at Pinterest advertising. Go learn that platform, right? Facebook advertising obviously is an absolutely amazing place to get sales, traffic, conversions. But the problem with Facebook advertising is if you're brand new, if you're a brand new e-commerce business, or you're just a brand new person that has never run Facebook advertising, you need to go through a learning curve. Right? Because, and this I don't want to get too technical, but the Facebook algorithm, it wants to make you money. It wants to make you money, and it wants to make Facebook money, and it wants to have a good customer experience, right? That's all Facebook cares about with their platform. They want to make money. They want you to make money, so you keep spending money, and then they want to make sure the customers actually are having a good experience, right? That's their lifeblood. But the problem when you go into Facebook is they need data, right? The Facebook algorithm, if it doesn't know who a customer is of yours, then how are they going to be able to find them in the Facebook database, right? Because it's going to try and find you buyers. But if you go in and start advertising your fishing lures to just a fly fishing, interest, let's just say, Facebook's going to be like, well, who am I comparing this to? I don't know who is the buyer. Right? So it's going to make its best judgment, best guesses to try and figure it out for you. And that's the learning curve, right? Your conversions may be $20, $30 while because everybody's algorithm is different. It's all different, right? Right. It's going to be trying to figure out. So your cost per conversion will be drastically higher than if you had, for example, let's say you ran, promotions with influencers. And this is where I usually recommend people to start, is using influencers. And with them, you can find influencers everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. They're everywhere, right? Who are your perfect customers, your niche following? Go reach out to them, send your product to them for free, pay them for a promotion if you have to, right? Just get that product in their hands and have them promote it for you. Now, a lot of stuff goes into this because a lot of people do influencer marketing incorrectly. I like to make it as organic as possible. Like you could see like, Kim Kardashian and all these people, they'll write their promotional posts and they'll be like, it's obvious that it's an ad, right? It's so obvious. They're obviously just trying to make some money here and it's a paid promotion. I like to be like more like a Trojan horse, right? I don't want my product to look like it's an advertisement. I want my product to look like, hey, this influencer actually uses our product every single day. Mm-hmm. So I always encourage them, hey, do like if you're selling like maybe like fitness equipment, like, hey, can you like record yourself using this and like post that? And another reason that I encourage people to do influencers is it's harder to mess up. It's a low risk as well, right? All you have to do is dedicate a lot of your own time to reach out to these people, right? And that's the biggest thing people struggle with is, hey, what do you got more of? You got more time or do you got more money? If you got more money, you can go Facebook. But if you have more time, right, go reach out, have some business relationships with these people, show that you're actually different. You're not just somebody that's just going to be like, oh, here's $50, promote this, and then I'm out, right? Show that, hey, we could actually have like a relationship here, right? So just to give a real world example here is with our fishing businesses, we'll pay people, $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month. In exchange for that, we'll send them free products every month. And then we just say, hey, can you promote us maybe once or twice a week on your Instagram story, on your YouTube channel, and just promote us, right? And to them, they're like, yes, because these people don't know how to monetize. Like, believe it or not, guys, like most people don't know how to monetize their audiences. It's sad, but they don't. They're not in the business they don't know business, right? They're in the business their business is getting likes, comment, shares, and getting more followers. That's their business. Okay.
Wow.
So when you come in there and you're like, hey, I'll pay you $500 a month and you just promote us every month, they're going to be like, yes, absolutely. You're already going in there as a status. You have more status, right? You're a business going in there trying to find a real business relationship. And that's what's going to set you apart from everybody else.
Yeah. So I guess from what I gather now is an online business is just like an offline business. A lot of work still has to go in, and the traffic here, I look at this as the footfall. Let's say your store, brick and mortar store, you do need to have people actually going to that store in order for you to be making sales. So I guess this is the same process online as well, because online you need that traffic, which then converts into buyers. But what you're saying is, instead of going all in on Facebook and using Facebook ads, you can actually find people that are influencers. And these are people that have a following around your specific niche. So you can say to those people, hey, look, can you promote my product for X amount of money? And that is direct traffic going to your product. And this makes a lot of sense because these are people that are already in your actual niche. So these are not like random people, because if you try to sell your product to random people, it's not going to work. You're going to lose money. But you're looking for specific groups of people who are interested or who are in a similar niche to yours. So yeah. Is that correct? Me summarizing it that way?
Think of it. That's already like warm traffic. Like those are potential buyers, right? Like if think about it. Like those people following that person, like, and they're like a person that has like a fishing YouTube channel or something like that. Like they wouldn't be following them if they didn't like fishing, right? It's a very warm audience, right? But so create more like an organic, a real feel to it. Let the influencer promote it how they want to do it, right? You simply are just giving them money and you're like, okay, do it how you want to do it. Promote how you think your audience would like it. Because think about it, the influencer wants to do a good job for you. They want to do this. They want to make more money from you. They already don't know. They're probably not making much money to begin with. So they want to do a good job for you. And if you go in there and just tell them how here's a static post that you're going to post at 12 o'clock tomorrow evening, right? That isn't real to them, and they're going to do it because they don't know any better, right? Most people, they're just going to do it. They want the $50 and you're telling them what to do, right? Instead, flip it, right? Hey, here's our product, right? We want you to connect with your audience how you see best. We're going to send you this product out for free. You could test it, you could review it, you could share it with your audience, right? And let them have that real connection with their audience.
Absolutely. For those of you that want to go in and learn more about traffic, more about these funnels and the offers, how to put everything together, we have an advanced training which Peter has put together. It's absolutely free. I'll link that in the video description below, so you can go to that and sign up for that free course. So this is for those of you that want to really make a living online. I mean, as you can see, Peter here has made a living online, 7 figures. You know, it's still hard to believe because wow, that's amazing. I mean, that could change my life forever. So that's actually my mission, to make money online using, all these resources and all these tips that Peter has explained in this interview. The link is in the description below. It's advanced training, step by step. It's like looking over Peter's shoulder as he's showing you how to put all these things together. And this course is absolutely free. So Peter, I'd like to say, thank you very much for speaking to my subscribers and just giving them ideas on how they can make money online. Even I didn't know some of the things that you've explained today. So I'd like to say thank you very much for joining me today. Is there anything else that you want to say before we end this interview?
No, and thank you so much for having me. I hope everybody got a ton of value on this. It was a lot of fun. We went for a while here, which is fantastic. Lots of good stuff. And the thing is, the last thing I want to say is, don't get discouraged, guys. I'm telling you, you see these people, they'll be like, oh, 1 month in, I'm making $20,000. It's a facade. It rarely ever happens. Understand failures are going to happen. You're not going to hit a home run your first time, and learn from your failures. Truly, it's very hard. It's so hard to learn from your failures, but truly try to emotionally disconnect yourself from your own results. And this is kind of talking about a little bit of the mindset stuff, is look at your result as data. That's it. Even if you hit a home run, look at it as data. If you fell flat on your face, look at it as data. Take that success or failure, iterate off of it, right? It doesn't matter. If you're just succeeding and you're still not changing, you're going to eventually. You're going to fail. You can't just keep doing the same thing forever, right? Take it simply as data, learn from it, make the necessary changes, and get back in there, right? Most people, like I said, 10 years. 10 years. Literally just the past 4 years has my life drastically changed. And I had 6 years of just failing, basically, working full time, working basically all day, all night. So understand, failure is going to happen. It is inevitable, but you just got to keep going. You have to separate yourself from those that, quit their first time and, you never hear from them again.
Awesome. Peter, thank you very much for joining me today, and hopefully we'll have you again in the future, because you've really taught us a lot of things that we can put to action. So thank you very much for joining me.
Awesome. Thank you, man, for having me.
Great.